Up for Discussion Live. Hosted by Jeff Sylvia and Shannon Sylvia. Bringing you the hottest topics, the coolest guests, and a live chat. So you can be part of it all. Up for Discussion Live starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly program where anything is up for discussion. You got me, Jeff, and alongside the always intriguing Shannon Sylvia.
I'm intriguing.
Hello, Shannon.
Oh, it's flattering. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Doing all right. You may be noticing that I am donning a little bit of the Bill Belichick Patriots garb, but we'll get into that in just a little bit here. 2 weeks. We'll get into that in just a little bit. We definitely want to thank all of you guys for joining us here on the Mothership, upfordiscussionlive.com, and also on your televisions at LATV. Starting right at the top there, we want to thank everybody over there. Jack and Jane, Carl and Tina and Robert all do a fine job and help us out tremendously. We certainly appreciate that. And for all of you guys watching on your tablets, your iPhones, your Androids, all your handheld mobile devices, we welcome you. And if you do miss the show at any time, you can always catch us on our YouTube channel 24/7. You can simply search out the PTV Webcast Network, and you can find all the great shows, not only up for discussion, but all of the other great shows here at the network as well. And Shannon, we have a very busy and another exciting program tonight. We've got a lot to get to. We're going to announce the winners of last week's contest, which, as you know, was sponsored by our friends over there at Sasquatch Coffee Company, and we gave away a little coffee mug, a little Bigfoot coffee mug to a lucky listener.
And who might that be?
Well, go ahead if you want to announce it.
Mr. Greg O'Brien.
All right. Greg O'Brien is the winner.
It pays to listen to Power Rock TV. You win prizes.
It does. We're going to do that a lot more, I think. We're going to get into a few more prizes this week as well. But last week we had a Your Caption Here photo contest, and that was the photo. And Greg came up with a good one. So we're gonna send him out a coffee mug, courtesy of our friendly folks over there at the Sasquatch Coffee Company.
Squatch.
Yeah. Cool beans.
Impressive.
Now we do want to inform you that we do have a lot going on in the show today. Later in the show, we're going to talk about cyberbullying and how it affects you. And if you think there's nothing you can do about it in this day and age, think again, because we've got some information that's going to enlighten you and maybe bring up a little bit of relief to those who might be bullied online on social media and Facebook and things like that.
It happens way too much.
It does as well. I want to bring you guys' attention to a brand new show here that we have at the network. It's called This is the Nightlife with Dale LePage. Very, very, very entertaining and energetic individual here hosting this show. He's super talented. He's bringing all of the great musical guests and talent from New England to you through our network and his show, which is airing Monday nights at 7 o'clock. So make sure you catch that. And we just premiered his show yesterday, which went very, very well.
Good job. You've been working very hard on it.
Yeah, well, it's one of the first of its kind. When we say that, we're doing a few things behind the scenes that are, let's call them past experimental and working out okay. But we're very excited to have Dale aboard, and he brings a great deal of energy and a great number of super talented musical guests. As a matter of fact, his piano player, Shannon, as you know and you and I have talked about, has played piano for Sting, Winona Ryder, and Neo, and he was actually just did an appearance on the Today Show and David Letterman. Yeah.
When?
He was just there a couple of weeks ago.
I did not know that.
He was part of the whole ensemble that was bidding tribute and saying goodbye to David Letterman. So
no kidding.
And he actually announced that here on the show this past week. So
that's huge.
Yeah, and he's a super, super talented guy. So we're lucky to have all those guys here.
Wow.
And we're certainly lucky to have you. We're certainly lucky to have our sponsors. And we want to thank those guys that have been supporting us here at the show. Village Pizza up there in North Leominster, the home of the true Italian pizza. Make sure you guys give them a call if you're in the neighborhood. You can find out more calling them at 978-343-7722. And our friends over there at Leominster Storage Solutions we certainly appreciate your help and support, located on Central Street. Find out more from them by calling them at 978-466-8887 or visiting them online at LemonsterStorageSolutions.com. Now, we are going to open up the phone lines in a little bit. We want to hear from you. The number is going to be 323-902-6661. We are going to get to your calls. We're going to get to a lot of that coming up here in the show later on. But first, Shannon, we do have a breaking news story.
Wow.
And the breaking news comes out of Boston, Brigham and Women's Hospital in the city. And here's what we know, Shannon. About 9 o'clock, just before 9 o'clock this morning, a man came in and opened fire at the Brigham and Women's Hospital on a cardiologist who reportedly had provided or performed surgery on the gunman's mother, who subsequently passed away during the surgery.
Which is always a risk.
It is. The gunman then turned the gun on himself and has died of a self-inflicted gunshot. It does not appear to be an act of terror, but this unthinkable act happened in the middle of the day. Again, nothing short of extraordinary about this incident, and nothing really out of the ordinary was happening before this. The reports are showing that the guy was cool, calm, and collective. He just kind of walked in, and the first one on the scene that was reporting was Mass State Trooper Dustin Fitch, who was first to report to the public via Twitter, and he had reported at about 11:33 that the suspect had been neutralized and that the hospital was no longer on lockdown. Now, Shannon, you have a few details on this. The cardiologist's name was
Stephen Passeri.
Stephen Passeri. And do we have the gunman's name yet or no? Are they releasing the gunman's name?
Yes,
I think they are. Okay. We're going to get all that information.
I'm sorry, the gunman is Stephen Passeri.
Okay.
Forgive me. Dr. Michael Davidson is the surgeon.
All
and the gunman's from Millbury, Mass.
Okay. Well, the gunman has passed away. The cardiologist is still in surgery at this hour, and we are awaiting
Is he
word
really?
to
Since
hear
this morning?
if he is going to make it or not. Our prayers and our thoughts go out to the families, not only of the victim, but of the shooter as well, and also those that work there, including our very good friend Ellen, who was on social media herself posting during the incident about the lockdown. Very, very scary situation, Shan, but I will tell you that we watched the Boston police chief come on, and things couldn't have been more organized for a horrendous situation.
They said it was a flawless procedure, how this all went down.
Absolutely. How they handled everything was by the book, and certainly how they trained for it, and nobody ever hopes that these unspeakable and unthinkable things will happen, but when they do, we're certainly very proud of not only the workers at the hospital, but also the response by Boston Police and Massachusetts State Police as well. A very, very big story here coming out of Boston. As we have more details, Shannon will keep an eye on things, and we'll certainly get you the latest as they come up.
Excellent.
All right. Now, we can't say Super Bowl. We can't use the NFL logo, but what we can do is put up this inference, if you will. And we're going to talk about the big game coming up a week from Sunday.
Wow.
And there is a reason, of course, Shannon, that I am donning this Bill Belichick-like sweatshirt hoodie from the New England Patriots, because our New England Patriots, Shannon, are off to the Super Bowl coming up 2 weeks in Arizona against the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm very sorry, Big Brother Mike, your Packers choked, man. I thought they had it, but boy, the last 2 minutes was was a tough deal for them. But I will tell you that, it's funny because we kind of get used to it around here. It's almost like they are expected to win. But, man, Tom Brady's 6th trip to the Super Bowl is just unprecedented.
Good news for my bakery.
It is. Yeah, there'll be a lot of parties. There'll be a lot of Super Bowl cookies going on.
Awesome.
And, everybody's reverted their lives and changed their schedules to accommodate the big game. And
we need plans.
Even though, I don't think even in New England here, we're spoiled, because they're a great team, and even though they're expected to win, things happen, injuries happen, and bad games happen, as we saw. They had the perfect season at one time, Shannon. They went 16-0 and then lost the Super Bowl to the Giants, as you remember.
Yeah, that was painful.
Very, very painful. I'd rather win the last one.
Nobody spoke for hours after.
No,
it's really weird. Very uncomfortable ride home.
People were in therapy. It was a very, very tough time here in New England. And what they're talking about now is the big Deflategate is going on, right? They're talking about,
it's nauseating.
and I think we have a little sound clip from that, maybe from the Patriots game. Oh yeah, but was that?
Usually that's funny when you enter it into something.
That's maybe one of the footballs that might have gotten thrown off by the Patriots, huh? I don't know. Deflategate is the latest thing. What they're saying, Shannon, is that the New England Patriots were using underinflated footballs, underinflated by league regulations, in order for quarterbacks and receivers and those that are putting their hands on it to get a tighter and better grip on the ball.
Which are the same footballs everybody else uses.
The same exact footballs that the losers in Indianapolis were
Not
using.
buying it.
And the only thing that was deflated that day, Shannon, was the Indianapolis Colts themselves.
Some egos.
Their entire organization and their fan base, because they can't.
Yeah,
compete.
there was just such a broad range of numbers between those scores that's impossible.
As one of the sportscasters put it so eloquently this morning, they could have been playing with a Frisbee and Tom Brady would have lit them up. I mean, over 4 games, they have won, I want to say it's like 187 to 20-something. I mean, the last game, of course, was 45-7. It wasn't even close. And to say that they have the Colts number is kind of an understatement. So we're happy.
I hope they win. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, we are. We're happy. We're
What
off to the Super Bowl.
was the last year we won?
Last year we won. It's been about a decade or so. It's been, I want to say 2006, 2000.
We've gone to so many finals with different sports. I lose track.
We have.
Boston Sports Rock.
We are. We do live in what we like to call around here Titletown. Sorry about all you haters out there. 'Cause everybody seems to hate the Patriots now. Everybody wants to hate the Patriots because we're winning. That's kind of the way it is. It's everybody hates a winner. They all try to jump on who's on top, right?
Suck it up.
And everybody's ranting and raving and all that stuff. But
can't wait to eat nacho dip until I puke.
Oh, yeah. There's not, that's the thing about the Super Bowl. It's about, not only the game, but it's about the commercials and it's about the food. There's no doubt.
Yeah, that's a really good question for Mike in the chat room. If the team is found to be cheating in any fashion, are they allowed to play in the Super Bowl?
What does happen is if they are found guilty during this investigation, they will lose a draft pick in the upcoming year, which is pretty big. Because, these draft picks turn into top players that can change football teams, but if they are not found guilty, and what's funny is if they're not found guilty, I think the other team that's accusing him should lose a draft pick, but it doesn't work that way. I think Indy is just reaching for anything they can to build on at this point because they got shellacked.
So it's okay to have an overinflated ball, but you can't have an underinflated ball.
No, it's really not. It's not okay to have an over or underinflated football. There's supposed to be, there's a certain poundage they're supposed to be. I want to say it's like 13.1 or something like that. And if it's over, the ball tends to sail a little bit further. If it's under, the ball tends to be gripped a little bit easier. So there's advantages and there's a method to madness. Okay. All right. My big football fan over there, you're getting all the stats. Good girl. Just about as much as I've seen you get into football in the last 15 years of our life together.
12.513.5 PSI to be exact.
All right. Excellent. Now, we do have a new aspect to the show that we'd like to bring you, and we'd like to introduce you to our own from Leominster, Mike Cooley, and what he's going to be talking about, you and I talked about it a little bit last week, Shannon, is the right to protest, and when is the right to protest out of hand, and where is it inappropriate? And perhaps some would think that it's never inappropriate to protest anywhere. But some might think it might be inappropriate to protest, let's say, on a major artery coming into a major metropolitan city. And for that reason, we bring you Mike Cooley.
these protesters in Boston. I know we usually save the rant to the end, but we got something else going on there. But this just really, really irked me yesterday. Who the hell do these punks think they are? A bunch of candy-ass white kids that have no idea what the ghetto is like, have no idea what anything is like. They get their parents to sending them to college in Boston. They're not from around here. They're handcuffing themselves. They're screwing up traffic on a major interstate, blocking access to the capital city of this state, to handcuffing themselves inside cement barrels. They should have cut their arms off. Cut them off. Get rid of them. A bunch of losers. Cut the first 2 arms off. I guarantee you none of them would ever do it again. Then they arrest them, take them to Quincy District Court, and the pansy judge in Quincy District Court releases them on personal recognizances. Really? You think they're going to show back? They're going to go back, have the guts to talk to Mommy, because Daddy will shut off the checkbook. Mommy will call the lawyer and say, oh, little Sean doesn't have to go back to court, does he? It's an abomination of all sorts of justice. The police are wasting their time being out there because they're just going to let go there. Some guy almost died who couldn't get to a hospital in Boston. Hundreds of thousands of people are late getting to work because of these punks. You want to help out the blighted black people? Why don't you go into Roxbury, help out at a soup kitchen? Go up to the soup kitchen off of Dorchester Ave, the homeless shelter. Help them out there off of Blue Hill Ave. Do that. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. You just want to do it when you can get on the news. Bunch of losers.
There whatsoever.
Wow. And he does it all without breathing.
I know, or blinking.
That's the most amazing thing.
Like a mannequin.
He does. But
mouths.
I've got to agree with him 110%. You know, and Mike is a former Marine. He supports the Marines. He does Toys for Tots. He does all that stuff, and he is a true blue American in every spirit of the word. But I have to agree with him, Shannon, 110%. When you're talking about protesting, there's a place to protest, and it's not in the middle of a major artery coming into a major city.
Sit there with your concrete barrel with your arm in it. Oh.
Well, you know, the problem is, and it's like the mayor said, he encourages protesting. It's okay to protest. People should be heard. It's our God-given right as Americans to be heard. But you don't put public safety at risk for doing that. You don't clog traffic up so 100,000 people plus are late for their jobs. Hell, there was a guy in an ambulance that almost died because he couldn't get to the hospital. And these are the things that I think are the other issue when it comes to protesting. I don't think you should protest at the expense of others. If you're going to protest, do it in a way that is, professional and proactive.
How about protest in a way where it's effective? Does that ever happen? Does it ever work?
I think it does.
Are they going to end racism? Really?
I think it does. You know, it's funny because I asked Jack Selly that question this morning as he was doing the Jack and Jane show. And I asked him, I said, here we are some 30-some-odd years later after Dr. King's famous speech. Do you think that his dream had been realized? And his answer was a very definitive no. As a matter of fact, it's in the wrong direction and worse off than ever. And you bring up a good point because, yes, we protest, but what are we protesting for here? Black Lives Matter? Really? Because last I thought, Shannon, all lives matter. And that's the biggest problem I have with this. They do.
That's pivotal.
Well, they do.
It's true. All lives matter, no matter what race. It doesn't matter. I mean, people do have to be smart about this protesting thing, but I would like to see change. I would like to see things happen other than people have violent and stupid protests across the United States. No. But, I mean, people have been wanting this since 100 years ago for blacks and whites and all races to get along. It's like praying for world peace or asking Santa at Christmas time for world peace. I don't think it's ever going to happen. And I hate to be negative about it, but, I mean, really, it's just never going to happen. It hasn't happened in thousands or millions of years. Christians were killing people, and, I mean, come on. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
It is. And I will go on a limb to say that I think that racial tension has increased since we've had a black president. And I don't say that to be racist. I don't say that to be a shit starter. I am saying it because I believe it to be true. I believe that this particular administration has done all they can to play the race card and to stir up racial tension. There is no reason why the media should be harping on white cops shooting black kids, especially some of the cases that we've heard. There's plenty of white kids out there being shot by black cops.
Yep.
There's plenty of Hispanic kids being shot by Asian cops. There's plenty of male kids being shot by female cops.
We should get some statistics.
It doesn't matter what the statistics or the race, color, or creed is. You know, a creep is a creep, and a lunatic is a lunatic, and a criminal is a criminal, and it doesn't matter what shape they're in.
A rose is a rose.
It is. Well, if you're gonna attack a cop, if you're gonna end up in a cop's car in an altercation, and you're gonna piss and moan about being shot, screw you. You're an idiot. I mean, you shouldn't end up in a policeman's car in an altercation. The policemen are there to keep the peace, take control of the situation, and get you to the judge. And now people think that the police are, the judge and jury. They're going to plead their cases to them, and if they don't agree, people get pissed off. It puts law enforcement in a difficult situation.
Jeff, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but last week I saw a news clip. Police in Colorado shot a white homeless man for doing absolutely nothing. He was standing on a rock. And he had several knives on him, but he wasn't threatening to do anything. He wasn't lunging at a policeman. He was up on a rock when from down below they shot at him and killed him.
Wow, jeez.
And white guy. Sorry.
Yep. And that's the other thing. People now are taking up against law enforcement. Keep people around.
Well, maybe we need to revamp law enforcement. I hope people are working on that.
Well, what I'm talking about is people that are killing cops. I mean, understandably
nobody
so.
should kill anybody, period.
Understandably so. There are investigations going on. There are procedural, reconsiderations going on. But, now it's getting to a point where the public's angry. And, they're looking at policemen no longer protecting and serving, but looking at them as a threat. And you and I had touched base on this in a couple of shows before when we were talking about, the use of excessive force within law enforcement itself. And there's a very fine line that they walk, and they make split-second decisions. They being police officers, they deserve to go home to their families too. And I think that it doesn't matter what color, what race, what age, what sex you are. It's funny because we're talking about it. There needs to be a course or a video or a program or a book or something to be written or maybe even taught in school. How about this, Shannon? They teach it in driver's ed in school. How about teaching how to properly be arrested? And I don't say that. I don't say that because everybody's going to get in trouble, but hell, if you get pulled over for a speeding ticket, this is the procedure. You put your hands on the steering wheel. You wait for the officer to call your name. You follow the instructions.
It's like 1 in a million that don't behave, Jeff. I think everybody else knows how to be arrested.
I disagree.
Somebody shows up in your doorstep. They handcuff you. They take you in. They tell you they're going to take your picture. They tell you to put out your fingerprints.
But you know what? It would also take away chances of innocent people being gunned down or innocently, not in the passion of the moment. There, the heat of the moment. People's adrenaline's flowing. They do stupid things. Of course.
Not just the policemen, but to other people. So
of course,
I don't think you can control some of that rage.
I tell you, it's tough. It really is because the policemen have a job to do. They deserve to be home with their families, just like everybody else. And we got off a little bit on our subject here, but racial tension. This whole thing with the media, and the latest thing with all these killings of what they call innocent people. They're not innocent people. They're criminals. It doesn't matter what form or shape they came in. They were disrespecting the law. They weren't following instructions, and the cops did do his job. Follow the instructions.
I agree.
Then you won't get your ass shot. It's that simple, right?
Right.
All right. All right, very good. We're going to be taking your calls in just a few minutes here. One person that does call us all the time, and we definitely want to get to him. He's pretty pumped about the Super Bowl this week, Shannon. It's time to find out what our buddy JT thinks.
Hello, Jeff and Shannon. JT from LA. That's right, Shannon. Columbus, the Super Bowl area.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
JT's got it. He's got Super Bowl fever.
Yes, he does.
I can hear it in his voice.
I watched 2 great football games this last Sunday. I watched Green Bay lose to Seattle. They should have had that game.
They did.
God,
they
should
have.
Blew it on the onside kick.
Sorry,
then, of
Mike.
course, the Pats came on. Boy, Julian Edelman, what a great football player he is. All them guys. I've got Super Bowl fever. So, Jeff and Shannon, see you in Arizona. Bye-bye.
Is that what the Super Bowl is?
Yeah, Super Bowl's in Arizona.
We're in Arizona. What part?
Scottsdale.
Oh my God.
Scottsdale. It's at the where the Arizona Cardinals play now.
Oh, boy.
That stadium is pretty unique. You and I have seen that stadium actually on how it's made, because that stadium is the only one of its kind. They actually roll out the floor, the grass. They roll it in and out of there on some massive equipment. Pretty cool
Big
thing.
sheet of grass.
Yeah. Well, it's artificial turf, but I said grass.
Big sheet of turf.
Big sheets of turf.
Big rolls, probably. They probably just roll it right out.
It's quite a process, and
That's why we pay thousands of dollars for tickets.
Oh yeah,
Ridiculous. It's like any stadium or the convention center. It's ridiculous what they do to the floors there. That's what they're built for.
Well, these buildings now are just unbelievable. The size of the jumbotrons. I took in my first game here, first game at Gillette Stadium for the divisional championship, and I could not believe the sound system, the electronics, and the video boards are just, they're massive video boards, and the clarity is unbelievable. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to watch TV like unbelievable. Like I joke around all the time. This show, like next season, maybe the season after, we're going to be like a 3D hologram just sitting in front of your bed. That's where the technology's going. Can you believe it?
People in the chat room will be making special requests.
Yeah, that'll
Sorry,
be
I was
the
just
thing.
removing some fuzz off the stand here.
You know what? I dusted around it today. I got the little dusting
That's what
rag
it
off.
is. It's
I kind of maybe piled it up in front. Sorry about that. I was kind of.
It's like big shards of fabric going up my nose here as
I was
I'm
doing a little
breathing.
little, housekeeping.
Yeah, it's
you
not.
know?
They're not usually there.
Little
It's
housekeeping.
bugging me.
That's all.
Just don't touch. Just don't dust.
All right, Shannon, last week we gave away a beautiful coffee mug to Greg O'Brien, who's in the chat room. Congratulations.
Greg, I'll ship it tomorrow.
We'll ship it tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna keep the train rolling here because I told you we'd be doing contests, and we want to continue to do contests. So we got something else to give away tonight. We've got a book, and why don't you grab the book right there, Shannon? This is a book from one of our previous guests.
The Andrew
Rusty
Chronicles.
If you guys were watching that show.
Book 1, Andrew in the Pirate Cove. If you have children, this is a great little story written by Rusty Trimble. He's a regular here on the show. And there's number 2's coming right out. He's already working on a second book deal.
Yeah.
We will send the book right out to you in the mail if you're not from around here. And if you're from around here, then we can hand it to you.
Now, the cool thing about that also is that part of the proceeds from his book sales go to children's autism. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely. 50% of the net profits of the book go to autism research.
Anybody that's doing that, whether you're an author or an artist or a musician, and you donate half your proceeds to charity, you're pretty damn cool in my book, because it costs money to put this stuff together. It costs time to put this stuff together. And Shannon, I know you can appreciate it as an author. It's a lot that goes into writing a book.
You think? Yeah, I actually profit 5 cents from every book that is sold.
Wow.
And I'm the one that wrote it. So
it's funny. We've been a YouTube partner now for a couple of years, and we joke around about all the revenue someday coming from YouTube. Well,
yeah.
We've now hit an abundance of hits. Now you got to get a super big number of hits.
Abundance of hits.
You got to get a super big number of hits to be a partner to begin with, and when you start getting into a certain level, they start paying you. Well, Shannon, we finally have a value. We've got videos that are worth money. You want to hear how much our videos are worth?
How much are they worth, Jeff?
$1.03.
No.
Yeah, we're on the board.
We really need a viral video.
We're on the board.
Let's get millions of views.
I'll tell you, our viral video is going to be when we got to do something with Wes's video when he gets tased for charity. That's the one we got to either rename or do something with it, because everybody wants to see somebody get tased. Right? Being tased for charity, that was pretty damn cool.
Mike Lear is asking if you can get a loan with that $1.03.
I get you a coffee from Tim Hortons.
You can't for $1.03. No.
No, not even. The only place you can get coffee now for under $1 is Cumberland
Cumbies,
Farms.
yeah.
Which is pretty damn good
But
coffee.
when you add tax to that, you still can't get it for under $1.
It's 99 cents. It's when I go there, it's 99 cents. That's it.
No. Takeout food's 99 cents plus tax.
No.
Any restaurant, yeah.
No, they only charge me 99 cents. I can prove it to you. 99 cents on my app.
Yeah, but McDonald's
All
charges
day
you
long.
tax, and Burger King and all them.
I don't
Why
know.
wouldn't they?
I don't know. I'm going where it's 99 cents. I don't pay the tax. That's the way it's got to go.
I don't think it's just 99 cents. I think you're not paying attention.
All right, guys, when we come back, you're a little lovely right there. Shannon Sylvia brings you to Who Does That? And also we're going to talk about cyberbullying and how it affects real lives and what you can do Stick around. You're watching UpForDiscussionLive.com.
Up for Discussion with Jeff and Shannon Sylvia. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Up for Discussion Live with Jeff and Shannon is brought to you in part by Bailey's Bar and Grill, Sasquatch Coffee, and Village Pizza.
Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection. Heart to heart. Make us start with the soul connection.
And now back to Up for Discussion right here on Para-Rock TV.
When you hear that music, it can only mean one thing. It's that segment of the program when Shannon Sylvia asks, who does that? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Shannon Sylvia.
All right, guys. So, bestest part of the show ever, my part right now.
I love myself. Who do you love?
Found you 3 great stories that you probably didn't know about, and if you did, I make them even greater because you get to see me do it. This story is unbelievable. This has been all over Yahoo News. This comes out of London. It was not what Derek Nash expected to find in his 5-year-old school bag when he got home from school. It was a bill demanding a no-show fee for another child's birthday party.
This is right up your alley.
Oh, my God. Nash said the bill from another parent sought £15.95, which is equivalent to $24 US.
Oh.
Because his son Alex had not attended the party at a ski center in Plymouth, southwest England. Nash told the BBC on Monday he had initially accepted the party invitation, but later realized that Alex was supposed to visit his grandparents that day. He said he did not have contact details to let the other family know. The birthday boy's mother, Julie Lawrence, told the BBC that her contact details were on the party invitation. Nash says Lawrence has threatened him with small claims court, but he has no plans so far to pay.
Oh, come on. Really?
Who does that?
Now, if this actually goes through, I mean, if this is legit and it makes it to small claims and a judge doesn't throw that out, that means that everybody in the world is going to be charging people for no-shows.
Oh, sure.
If we had a nickel for every no-show that we've had to our parties, could you
so
imagine?
Mad. You were so mad, and I won't mention any names. I won't call you out here on the air.
Oh,
but
man.
there were those of you who were invited to a little soiree held by yours truly, and when you didn't attend, she was making up new words for you.
You know what?
I will
Honestly,
tell
if you
that.
say you're coming and you don't show and people pay for caterers, that is extremely rude. There were 7 or 8 people that did it at our wedding. I work in the wedding industry. I hear it every single time from brides and grooms that there's a certain percentage of people that just don't show up. They just, no explanation. It's incredibly rude. But, I mean, who actually thinks to put the bill in the mail? Oh my God. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is a new.
Wow, this is going to be a trend. I'm telling you, people are going to. If this actually, like you said, if this actually grows legs,
oh God,
I think that
maybe things will
people
change.
will be on the bandwagon for this one.
You know, I'm not the only one that feels that way. But can you imagine the animosity now between the 2 poor little kids, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds? I mean, the poor kid can't hang out with that guy anymore. It's just not happening. I mean,
When's your cheap prick little mom gonna pay the $15 she owes me? Didn't show up for the
24.
Wow, $24.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, since the beginning of time, there have been
Wow.
people no showing at kids' birthday parties.
Wow.
Second story comes out of Ann Arbor, Michigan.
All right.
A group of real estate agents meeting in Ann Arbor surprised a man by giving him a $2,084 tip for delivering one pizza on Thursday.
Now that's cool.
Holy crap, why can't this happen in my town?
I know, huh?
The man, identified only as Rob, was stunned and said on video all he did was deliver pizza.
Wow.
Agents from Keller Williams Realty all pitched in while attending the company's regional conference. Stacy McVeigh said they wanted to show their appreciation as someone from the service industry, a.k.a. PR for Keller Williams.
Yeah.
Besides the cash, the man,
publicity stuff.
Yeah, perfect. He also received a Visa gift card, lottery ticket, and letters of encouragement.
Wow.
I
want letters of encouragement.
Yeah, I mean, really.
I need letters of encouragement.
I text you throughout the day. Don't even go there.
Those are telling me what the hell to do before you get home. Yeah, that shit I better have done so you don't kick my ass.
Brian Lefevre, the delivery manager at Pizza House in Ann Arbor, says the lucky delivery man was ecstatic. He says it's a pretty good day's work for just one pizza.
Wow.
Who does that?
Meanwhile, who hasn't heard of the story about what happened here in lovely Massachusetts?
Oh, yeah.
In Westport, Massachusetts, and of course we're doing this from Massachusetts, there was a pizza delivery guy who had his ass
That's right.
kicked by
car dealership.
Car dealership. The name of the car dealership is F&R Auto Sales in Westport. I'm pretty sure
F&R.
that if you go to their Yelp page, that they have a couple unsatisfied customers at the moment.
They used to just be R. They used to be R, but now they're F&R.
Yeah.
Everybody hates
F&R. That's catchy.
F&R.
So they ordered a pizza, and the kid delivers the pizza. I'm sorry, it was $47 worth, $43 worth of food.
Yep.
They told the driver to keep the change.
$7
They gave him a $50 bill, so he goes back. By the time he gets back, the manager has said that the kid had to go back and return the $7, even though they said he could have kept it as a tip. As soon as the pizza delivery boy shows up, they were so rude to him. All he said was, "Why did you just offer it as a tip so that I go back, so that you could call and just waste my resources coming back here?" They were dropping the F-bombs. Let's call the manager and get this kid fired. There's a female at the place that said, "I'm going to put my foot up your ass if you don't get out the door now." They were so rude to him.
$7 tip.
That's all he said. He was very quiet about it, but he just said, why would you give me a $7 tip and then waste my resources to have me drive it back?
Yeah.
So they leaked the video out, trying to tell people, they were trying to turn the tables on him. It turned on them.
That's right.
People were like, who the hell are you to talk to the delivery kid about that?
Yeah.
So he's already made almost $50,000 from private donations.
Of course he has.
Money's pouring in from all over, and he is the most handsomely rewarded pizza driver of all time.
So not only now does the pizza driver look good, but the dealership looks like a bunch of Yahoo morons, especially after these guys kick up a couple large for the guy.
Why the dealership thought that was a good idea to leak that video out to try to slam the kid is completely beyond me.
Now, not for nothing, if you're a realtor and you want some national advertising, it's probably going to cost you more than a couple of grand. So the simple fact that they did this, let's call it publicity stunt, and gave out a couple $1,000 tip and maybe a little bit more with a gift card, let's call it $3,000 altogether.
Yep.
They still got away with some pretty damn cheap advertising, because this thing is now the talk of the town. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I just don't think that the dealership is going to do too well. F&R Auto Sales has been 18 reviews, and they all gave him 1 star. Oh yeah, there's already people up there. You guys should check it out on Yelp.
Wow.
The last story of the night comes out of Woodland, California. A man searching for his wallet in a trash bin in Northern California was scooped up by a garbage truck.
Oh, boy.
Taken on a long ride, the Oroville Mercury Register reports the man survived the ride in the rear of a garbage truck. His name's not being released. The sheriff said the man got stuck in the trash truck when it made a pickup on Tuesday. The truck was heading to a landfill. He told police he was stuck in the truck for about an hour. He also told police he used lumber in the truck to reach to the top of the garbage pile and avoid the compactor. He was taken to USC Davis Medical for complaints of back and neck pain.
Oh, my.
Ouch.
Wow. Who does that?
Was he just going through a common garbage pail and then nobody knew he was in it? I don't understand.
Well, no, I think he was in a dumpster. He was dumpster diving for his wallet, is what it was.
Jeez.
So the guy's dumpster diving for his wallet. Next thing you know, gravity's working against him. He's in the bottom of the truck, and things are moving and nowhere to go. Gotta love it. Wow.
Poor guy.
Well, Shannon Sylvia, great job again with the Who Does That section. Now world famous. And as I told you many times, long after you're going to be done with all of the paranormal investigating, all of the ghost hunting, all of the TV appearances and signing autographs and headshots, you, my dear, are going to be famous as the Who Does That chick.
I already am. Thank you. There are T-shirts already for sale. Who does that?
Nice. Very
autographs.
Nice. Well, one thing, guys, that we wanted to get into here, we've got about 20 minutes left in the show here. Cyberbullying. There's all kinds of forms of bullying out there. We've done shows on bullying before. We've talked to families. We've talked to kids in school. We've talked to teachers that have been bullied. We've talked to people in general that are dealing with situations. And when you get bullied on Facebook or anywhere on social media, you kind of chalk it up and say, there really isn't a whole lot I can do about that because it's social media. It's the Wild West. There's no rules to this. There's nobody really policing the internet, is there, Shannon? Well,
no.
Apparently there is. And we did some research and we did some investigating. And what we found to be true is that cyberbullying is an actual crime, a crime that's punishable in court. And there are certain things that you can do if you're being cyberbullied. And I did put it up on Facebook this past week, and I got an incredible response, actually, from a lot of people.
Oh, really?
There is a lot of cyberbullying that's going on out there. And you know,
keyboard courage.
That's right. We talk about Facebook all the time and social media and how people are up there and pretending to be what they're not, or maybe, you know, dramatizing some things or elaborating some things in their life. But people can be downright mean and can be downright rude. And, you know, worst case scenario, we covered a story a few months ago about Rehtaeh Parsons.
Yep.
And Rehtaeh Parsons was a young lady from Canada. I believe she was from Canada. And she was bullied to the point where she actually committed suicide because of the cyberbullying and what was going on online. And completely humiliated. And if you don't think it affects you, think again, because it does affect everybody. What can you do about it, you ask? Well, there is a lot that you can do about it. And the first thing you can do is make a report. Make a report to your local police department. If somebody is bullying you online, take screenshots. And if you don't know how to take screenshots, I'm going to turn things over here to our expert resident, our web resident, Shannon Sylvia, who's going to now explain to you really quickly, if you don't know how do you do a screenshot, Shannon?
Anytime there's something up on your computer and you can see it on your screen, go ahead and press the control button in the letter C. That copies the screen. I'm sorry. Well, there's different ways to do this. But you know what? We're going to teach you. It depends on which kind of. I'm using a Chromebook, so forgive me. On every computer is a print screen button on every computer but my own. So, print screen. That's what that button's for. You just once the image is up on the screen, you see something that's bad. Press the print screen button. You can paste that into any Facebook message, any email. You can paste it into Microsoft Word or any photo editing program and save the document. Save everything, document absolutely everything. It is illegal to do that.
And what it does, the print screen function is I use function print screen. I don't know if that's the wrong way to use it.
Print screen just works.
Just print screen by itself? Okay. So in other words, if you're looking at us right now, you can actually take a little snapshot of us by hitting the print screen. And you would have an image. Now, what do you do with that image? Is that something that you can save in Photoshop, or do you
can do anything with that image. Okay. There's two different ways that you can paste it into a document. You can click Control-V, and that'll paste it. Or you can just right-click on that image and save in the application, click Paste. Okay. Or go up in your menu options and look for the paste word, and it'll paste that right in.
Okay.
You know, if you don't have access to computers, something else is going on, you don't have the ability to do that, get a friend or a family member who can do this for you.
Sure.
And if you had something on your cell phone, you can go straight to the police and show them something that you've seen. There's also ways to do it on Facebook. Facebook asks you to report every single post that you see. If the need be. So you can click on that post of somebody harassing and click on report post. There's different options there. Is it for you? Is it for a friend? It goes right to Facebook, and they will review it and potentially take the offending profile down. You also really must protect yourself and report things to the authorities if you think it's that bad.
Well, let me just get this straight. You can first report it to Facebook, which is a good idea.
Yep.
So if there's somebody bullying me, the first thing I would do is I would take a screenshot of it and I would report it to Facebook. Now, in order for you to report this to the police department, you simply have to take something down there, go to the police department, and everybody's heard of a restraining order. We're not gonna joke around.
Well, they're going to recommend that you file a harassment order in the state of Massachusetts. Restraining order is something for a little bit more of bodily harm.
Right.
But this would be in the state of Massachusetts what they call an HPO, which would be a harassment prevention order, and
now,
then you'll have to go in front of the judge.
What are the criteria? Because if you just walk into court and you say, hey, I want a prevention order, I want a harassment prevention order, an HPO, they're going to look for a couple of things.
Yep.
And if you don't have these things, you're going to be wasting your time. So what are the things that you would have to present to a magistrate or judge in order to obtain such an order?
You're going to have to present 3 or more instances of this person harassing you. So whether it's text messages on your phone that you've saved, printouts from Facebook or Twitter, anything else that you've seen, and threatening emails perhaps, make sure you have those all printed out because you can't go on hearsay. It's not fact.
Right.
And you're going to have to prove to the judge that this is going to cause mental or bodily harm. Any kind of harm, any way, shape, or form, you're going to have to state why the judge should refrain from that person from contacting you any further.
Okay.
And then what the judge will decide for how long. It's usually 1 year. They'll give you that order. The person will have to remain X amount of feet from you, your residence, your place of work. They will not be able to contact you. The best thing of all is that this person will not be able to contact you through any third parties, meaning none of their friends can start harassing you.
Well, that's what I was just about to get into. Not only sometimes is it the particular person that you know may be doing the harassing, but a lot of them sometimes will get cronies on board.
Yep.
And next thing you know, you've got a group of their people. Sometimes people don't even know this group. They're just along for the ride, so to speak. And some people, I found, Shannon, some people just get off on bashing other people just without any sort of reason for it at all.
But when they're doing that, they don't realize it's against the law. It is cyberbullying, and there are laws, especially in Massachusetts, against that, and there are things that people can do to protect themselves from that, to protect their families, protect their careers, protect themselves.
Good. Well, if you can stop the bullying, you can stop the particular individual from bullying you, and as Shannon mentioned earlier, it's a lot like a restraining order because with the right criteria met, you can also have the judge or the magistrate make sure that nobody contacts you through a third party, which is very helpful because that tends to shut it all down at that point.
That's right. Let's say Jack is mad at Jane, and Jane doesn't like the way Jack's talking about her on Facebook. Yet Mike is over there saying Jane's a big fat loser, and Jack's like, ha ha ha, that's wicked funny. And then they're all participating in it, and Jane's just like, no, please don't talk about me anymore. That's a third party.
Okay.
Another person that's jumping in, doing the harassing. Technically, Jack is still responsible for what Mike is posting about Jane.
Right.
So, because Jack could easily go and say, Mike, you shouldn't do that, but he's not. So, that's a third party.
All right. If you're just joining us, we are only using Jack and Jane as an example.
Mike Lear in the chat room thinks I'm talking about him, so everybody's freaking.
We happen to be on LATV. You happen to pick up Jack and Jane from the morning show. You couldn't have picked like Tom, Dick, or Harry.
I was thinking of Jane Doe,
so.
and then it just flowed from there. I'm sorry.
Of course. So we just want to put a disclaimer out that this is in no way, shape, or form related to our Jack and Jane on the morning show. It's just Shannon being Shannon, I guess, right?
They don't know who Mike is. Mike doesn't know Jack.
You don't know Jack sometimes, kid.
It's all good. So there's ways you can do that. Of course, you can block those people on Facebook. That doesn't exactly absolve the problem, but it's one way for you to at least make sure you don't see it. But if you really feel that it's out of control, please contact somebody. It's not worth the aggravation and the stress. This goes towards children and adults alike, guys.
That's the biggest thing, is to know that you're not powerless. I mean, you can stop the bullying, and we can do it together. You can take action. There are things that you can do. There are courses of action that you can take against bullies, because nobody should be bullied.
And people are very, very, very likely to say something via the internet than they would be to say something in front of your face. So it's very easy for teenagers, it's very easy for adults to say something negative about somebody else. Whether it be under their name or under an alias, it doesn't matter. It's just the way it has been since social media came out.
Well, I will tell you that watching social media evolve, as I have, there was a day not too long ago where I would feel relatively helpless if somebody were to attack me online or to say something. I guess I'm not the best example of it being a problem because basically I don't care. My position on the whole thing, unlike some others, is that if you write something about me on Facebook or Twitter, that's great. It's your God-given right to say whatever it is that you want to say, and thank you for paying attention and realizing that I'm here on the earth with you. But, I don't care. It doesn't bother me because, Shannon, I buy into what you just said. I care about people that are around me, people that have human contact with me. If somebody wants to come up and say something to me, I'd be more than happy to talk to them about it, to see what the problem is. But if somebody's just going to blast away on social media and on Facebook or Twitter or whatever and just start blasting me arbitrarily, I could care less. I think people are starting to get it, that you don't believe everything you hear on the internet. And,
yeah.
Well, there were days, like I said, not in the not too distant past, where people felt that they couldn't do anything about it, and they felt that, geez, it must be true because everybody's talking about it. Well, not necessarily the case. I mean, I have just finally done some research, and for the very first time, I have been witness to an actual policing, if you will, of the internet from a United States court. And this court laid the law down in this case, saying very specifically, you are not to come in contact with, you are not to go near, much like a restraining order, but also very specific language added to that saying you are not to contact or speak about on social media in any way, shape, or form yourself or through a third party, which to me, that's groundbreaking because it now sets a precedent, I think, for people that are out there that are being bullied, that felt helpless at one time to say, hey, I can do something about it. I can stop this bullying. And Shannon, if you would just want to go through it one more time for folks that may be just joining us here, what do you got to do if you're being bullied online? What is the criteria to be met if you're going to take an action into court and seek some relief or some help?
Before you start reporting all the posts, get screenshots. Again, copy the screenshot by pressing the print screen button and pasting it. Paste that image into a document where you can print it out to show a judge. Print out more than three or more of these incidents, whether it's a cell phone, and sometimes the judge will just say, okay, bring the phone in. Emails, print them out. Screenshots, print them out. You do not have to be afraid because it's just a standard procedure, and once the judge sees 3 or more printouts, they will issue you an order if they do find, in fact, that threatening and cyberbullying is indeed taking place. Report the post after you have captured the screenshot. And the only reason for that is if you do it too soon, they can yank the person's profile down and you're going to lose all your evidence.
That's true.
So
Make
don't
sure you
delete
have
the
your evidence
emails.
first,
Make sure
right?
you save them. Don't delete those text messages. Make sure you lock them in your phone. It's all evidence for the judge to see. All you need is 3.
Excellent. Now, we do have a few minutes left in the show, Shannon, and we do want to do another contest. We are going to give away the book that you have right there, The Andrew Chronicles, written by Rusty Trimble. And Shannon, if you want to hold that book up one more time for our viewers right there, we're going to give this book away. And I've got an idea, but Shannon, you're the contest guru, so I have to pass this by you first to make sure that my contest suggestion might be acceptable.
Okay.
Well, you, my dear, have been very, I would say, thorough in how to do screenshots and how to protect yourself against cyberbullying and things of that nature. And we've talked about how important getting these screenshots are. Well, the very first person to take this screenshot right here of Shannon and I and post it on our Facebook page will win this book. So let's take our screenshot. Shannon,
let's smile.
Smile. Wait for the screenshot. First guy to get the screenshot, first guy or gal to take the screenshot and post it to our Facebook page. You have to be a Facebook fan of ours. And to do that, you can go on facebook.com/UFD Rocks. The very first one to have our screenshot up there will win The Andrew Chronicles, and we will ship that book to you. And we're going to keep the train rolling, Shannon, because we're going to give away stuff every single week. We've got tons of CDs, we've got books, we've got some T-shirts and coffee mugs, and maybe some new garb that I'm thinking of getting. Now, let me ask you guys in the chat room, if you were to win some garb, if you were to win some PTV garb or some cool garb, maybe with this guy's logo on it right there, we'd like to brand our radio guy. You know what I mean? Our little
He's already branded.
He's branded pretty good. What are you guys after? You looking baseball caps or knit? I'm thinking knitted hats, like the little.
Those are seasonal,
the
though.
Beanies. I like the beanies.
People wear ball caps throughout the year.
Ball caps. We got some ball caps we could get. Coffee mugs, of course, are a good thing. What do you guys want to win? Let's see what you guys want to win in the chat room, because we can order some more stuff. We got some stuff to give away, but we can order more stuff. So, if you're listening in the chat room, we'd love to hear from you. Hoodies is a great idea. I actually got a hoodie. I just got a hoodie.
A hoodie?
Christmas.
Do you have any idea how much those cost?
Hoodies are expensive. You guys are gonna have to work hard for that shit.
We're gonna have to
Hoodies
charge
are
our
really
sponsors
expensive.
more.
There we go. But no, we're gonna give away some more stuff, and we're gonna have you guys along for the ride. We're gonna make it a lot of fun. That's for sure. Now, we do want to open up the call lines all week long. If you guys have some suggestions for a show, if you have some suggestions for a topic, if you want to comment on something that we've talked about this week, feel free to give us a call 24/7, because when we're not talking, it's your turn to talk. You can reach us at 323-902-6661. And Sheena, that's about going to do it for us this week. It's been another fun week with you guys, and we'd love to do it again next week. Same time, same station. What do you want to talk about next week, Shan? What do you think?
I have no idea. We have to see what's on the news.
On the news?
Yeah.
Is there anything in your craw that might be?
My craw?
Yeah. Is there anything stuck in your craw that we need to get out?
No idea. Valentine's Day is coming up, but I don't know.
We covered
don't put me on the spot like that.
All right. Well, cyberbullying was a big one. We need to get that out of the way.
Well, we did get them out of the way.
We're glad about that.
I'll think of something. It'll be good. Maybe we'll find a guest.
All right. I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. Shannon's going to keep thinking of new contests and new things for us to do. And we will see all of you guys back here next week, same time, same station. Thanks for telling all your friends. And until next time, good night, everybody.